Radio icon Annie Nightingale has left just over PS 1 million in her will following her death earlier this year at the age of 83. The legendary DJ, who was the first female presenter on BBC Radio 1 back in 1970, passed away at her home after battling a short illness. Annie remarkably held the Guinness World Record for having the longest career in radio as a female presenter. Annie was awarded a CBE for services to radio 4 years ago in the 2020 New Year honors. She also held an MBE in 2002. In a statement, her family said, Annie was a pioneer, trailblazer, and an inspiration. Her impulse to share that enthusiasm with audiences remained undimmed after 6 decades of broadcasting. Annie's estate is said to be worth £1,061,543 and has been left to her 2 children, Alex and Lucy, according to documents reported by The Sun. Attending her memorial back in May were The Who's singer Roger Daltrey, the Chemical Brothers, DJs Nick Grimshaw and Pete Tong. Elsewhere, Ken Bruce has hit out at less experienced radio presenters. In an interview with The Times, he said, I think some younger people in broadcasting, less experienced people, can say, they want to hear me talk about myself. And that's not necessarily true. It's not about what you say, it's what you don't say on radio. You don't have to talk a lot to make an impression. You can do that in 3 words or a sentence. You don't have to talk for 4 minutes about what you were doing or what you thought was funny. At the time his radio show had changed its slot, Ken decided to hand in his resignation early last year and landed a role on Greatest Hits Radio. Speaking on the future of the broadcaster, he said that he worries about the direction it is going. He continued, I do worry for the future of the BBC. I think it needs to watch where it is going. Commercial radio is really healthy. It is growing and growing and growing. And I just think it's difficult to reinvent something, the Radio 2 schedule, that has been successful for many years. It's a slow organization to turn around like a supertanker. It needs people with vision to make sure it goes the right way. Ken has made no secret of the fact that he felt betrayed by the BBC as he was forced to leave before the end of his contract. Just before his last show, he took to X and wrote, I will be presenting my last show on Radio 2 next Friday. I had intended fulfilling my contract until the end of March, but the BBC has decided it wants me to leave earlier. Let's enjoy the week ahead. In response to Bruce's tweet, a spokesperson told The Independent, Ken decided to leave Radio 2, and it's always been known he's leaving in March. Returning to Wogan House for a week after a month of broadcasting the piano room sessions at Maida Vale provided a natural break. We wish Ken all the best for the future.